Today we're going to do second stage of the Spire. As we talked about yesterday, I have these enhancements in place here: 50% in light and range, 50% for the mage, 25% for unleashed units for health, and then another 50% for health over here. Now I still haven't used this one, the Fire Phoenix, which will be enhanced tomorrow before I do stage 3 and also do the tournament. So once again we'll go to the Spire. And let's rock and roll. At least I hope we will. Okay. Of course the fights are going to get a little bit more difficult from here on in. So we've got one archer there and one archer there. I got those. Okay. So we're going to go with I think we just go with a couple of those and a couple of those. Okay, so I've got 2 heavy melee, 2 archers and a mage. 1 archer, 3 heavy melee. Okay, I'm not going to worry about the mage. What I'm going to do is put one of them in. That takes care of the first guy. No, we'll go that one, and then we'll go 3 of those. And that takes care of those. And the second round. Okay, so they're all melees. So these ones can all be beaten with mages. Again, I prefer this guy for Blossom because she has a long range. As you can see, she's taken them all out before, without even suffering a loss because of the long range. Okay, so there's 1 archer there, 3 heavy melee and a mage, 2 heavy melee and a mage. So this 1 archers will beat them all. So I'm just going to go 5 archers. And a removalist. One archer, 2 archers. Okay, I'll have one of them. Where was the other archer? At the back end. Okay, so we'll throw some mage units in and a frog. And all cleaned up. Mages. One there. I think we'll just go with archers. That'll take them all out. When you look at the enemy Circes, it's now squad size is actually equivalent, but remember I've got 50% enhancement on my soldiers, so should easily account for them. And yes, very easily. Okay, so we got one heavy melee in each line. So I'm going to go with one of those just to take care of them. And 4 archers. And easy peasy. Oh, that's a bit more difficult. 3 archers there. Only one there, but we'll get 2 light melee. Or heavy melee. Then we get 2 heavy melee, 2 heavy melee, and 2 heavy range. There's a worry. So we'll have a couple of those. A couple of them, and one of them. They're all heavy range, of course. I lost a full squad of them and a few, but easily won anyway. This is the beast that always gives me a little bit of trouble. He's in line 5 there, but he's in line 2 here. So we know archers will beat the first 4. But he's in different lines, so I think we'll use a long range, maybe a mortar or a frog. Easy beat the first time, and easy beat the second time. Beastie again. 2 beasties. So 2 heavy melee, that takes care of those guys. 1, 2, 3. And lost 1 crew of archers, but relatively cheap. Three archers, heavy melee, 3 archers. Okay, so we need at least a couple of archers there. And some heavy melee. Alright, we'll give it a couple of them. 1 of them and 2 of those. Of course, with elves, you'd use Gauls rather than these guys. Or for the long-range weapons, of course, you've got the frogs. I actually love the frogs and the mortars because they're both long-range weaponry. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3 light melee and 2 mages, and the same over here. Okay, for this I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because they take care of them, they take care of them. Perfect. Oh, not so perfect. Should still easily win. I lost all my archers, but they're the breaks. Okay, so all those 4 are mage, can be taken out by mages, they can be taken out by mages, that can be archer, archer, archer. But I think for the easiness, we'll just go 4 mage units, because on the second round, even when we put an archer in at the end, he's still going to take out one of those 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 archer. Of course, with the Spire and even with the Tourneau, I always prefer auto fight. It can bring you undone at times because sometimes you get that whole range of trees and things they hide behind, and they use mages or archers to kill us off before we get there. But that's a chance I take. This should be easy enough. 3 light melee, 1 heavy. Okay. So with this, we go 5 of those. Heavy melee, of course. I prefer those ones because they're free for me, because I've got a lot of the things, the cooking pots they come out of. I prefer to use free soldiers than the ones you've actually got to train. So again, I'll easily beat those. Of course, I could have used a couple of those, but these have the extra strike power of one extra range. Or one extra square, I should say. Okay, so I just want to use 3 of them and a couple of frogs. Now, with these, the reason I prefer these over tree ants and paladins is quite simply, well, paladins are the same, they also have 2 squares, but these can actually attack from 2 squares away. So what happens, they actually hit over the trees. When there's a line of trees, you can actually hit the enemy from over the trees. So that certainly helps. And as you can see there, even the triple battles are easy enough to win if you pick the right troops. Okay folks, that's it for today. We'll wrap it up and see you tomorrow.